Hey, just so you know, the ES I put in the, this is like the setup I have, the main setup. There's some other screens like this one and this one, but my main setup is 3 monitors, and I start with the option call on the right, which is that, then the ES1, then the put. That's the put for the same day. And then this is where you get into the pattern. 1 second, 5 second, and 10 second are on the middle monitor. And then 2 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute. And then up there, I've got that's like the daily. I keep that as that's like what it's done for the day. So there's the SPY, there's the QQQ, and I do have SPX in the middle, but I've actually minimized it right there in the center. I don't know if you can see, but this just gives you an idea. Well, those this gives you an idea of what I got going, and then this, as you can see, I got 2 tabs. I don't know if it'll focus or not. I got 2 tabs. One, all these are the same chart, just different intervals. And if you can stop the video and look, but it's the actual call on this page. See that? There's the call. Or on the other tab is the put. So this shows you all the order blocks at each different interval, and you really need this. Before you trade, you should look at this and see if you've got order blocks like those red ones right there above anywhere near, especially down here in the 1 to 2 or 1 second to 2 minute chart. And the 5 and the 10 is not very good in the afternoon, that's for sure either. So anyway, this is what I do. And I always look at these before I trade to see how far I can go. And some of these order blocks will only produce the pullbacks and the slight reversals and the consolidation. So there's the calls, and then there's the puts, and they're not, the put is like almost zero right now. If it's the right day, I don't know. Anyway, when I go to do a put on this screen, on this, because I got to click here and then come over here and do a buy. Click on buy, and click on a buy, then brings this up. Then you got to still click the buy here, or click the buy over here to buy at that, and then you got the take profit button and the stop loss button right there. And on paper trading, it's a little bit different than my real money account. So but it's about the same, and it's really easy. You can just drag this up. If you don't want to buy it there, you drag it down here. And it's going the wrong way, so you got to put it up here. Well, like right there, you could buy it, but that option is like worthless. It's like the end of the day, it's worthless. So that just gives you some idea of my setup. And then I look at this whole thing, and you can watch the order blocks here, watch the volume come in. If you got 6 green bars down in here, that thing's going up, and you should have already been in. So you got to, once you get 2 green bars, you really got down here, you really got to be looking, especially if you got green here. But if you got red, then see, you got the 2-minute chart here, and this is the difference between a 1 and a 2-minute chart. The 2-minute chart on the left has green, right? Green volume. And then on the right, that's the 1-minute chart, but it's in the red. Well, it came out of the red just as I was talking. It's going up. So you got to see, it's all progressive, and it all, It starts out at the 1 minute, and I don't look at these volume. It just doesn't really matter. This volume on the ES and these are what I look at and keep an eye on, and then this pattern. There's this pattern, which if you stretch these charts out 1 monitor wide, you'll start to see this pattern that goes over. Because see that right there, that section that I'm filming right now is this right here on the ES or on the SPY. So if you look at it, all that is right there on the screen right now is the stretched out version of this. And this pattern goes on all day long. It even almost always continues on from the previous day, as long as there's not a huge gap up or a huge gap down. So, and see this pattern? See how that went above the 200 EMA or SMA line? That's when you know when to get in. You should have got in way down there by the bottom of that S on the double pullback. Look for this double pullback right there, and that means it's going to go up. But other times, depending on whether how far up it is or how far down it is, you'll also get 4 to 5 of these little pullbacks. So there's 2 pullbacks, right? 3 pullbacks, 4 pullbacks, boom, it goes up. So on the 5 minute, you'll get, on the 5, and then if you watch this, on the 10 second, sorry, you'll start to see these patterns right there that I'm filming right now, and right here, you'll start to see them in here. Obviously, they're just stretched out. But once this goes above the 200 EMA, it means it's going up. I could actually sit here and look at, but see the green line? The green line is probably the 15-minute orb, which is the first 15-minute candle marks. That green line it's going to go up to that green line, and it's most likely going to fall down, depending on what, a lot of other things and what the volume's like, whether it's got red or green on top of it over here. So that's basically my setup. You probably have to go through this 3 or 4 or 5 times, but this thing's going to fall off a cliff. See those 4 or 5 top, bing, 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 bing. It's punching off the top. Well, you got punching off the top twice over here. That's where the down move started, but you don't really know it because this is the first pullback. This is the first pullback right there. So if you make it through the first pullback, then you come over and you get even, see how this is going down now? It's going below the 200. Now, it will cycle once like this underneath and then come back up. But then eventually it's going to go down as long as there's red volume and red volume and red volume. So if you want to learn, just set up this. I don't know if you have this many monitors, but that's why I bought 3 monitors, all the same, to do this. So you can just monitor the whole thing, dude. That's kind of what it is. And then that order thing right there is so sweet, dude. I've got some other videos of my trading you'll be able to see. Remind me, and I'll send them to you. And I was going to send them to you this morning, but anyway, that's what I got going on.